Welcome back, Five Aces.
Hey people, Five Aces here, and welcome to a completely different parallel universe. The one where Nod have basically won the Tiberium War, the GLA have won the 0 Hour conflict, and Austrian Schnitzel is finally being recognized by the UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage. And in this timeline, I've also decided to become a Rise of the Reds shoutcaster instead of Open Array at the tender age of 38. So here we are. Welcome folks, welcome to everybody who's new to this. So there are a couple of unknown factors here. For those of you who are new to Rise of the Reds but used to watch my shoutcasts, this is a shoutcast of a mod that I don't usually cover, and one that is not Open Array related, but it is the red-headed stepchild of Command & Conquer 0 Hour, a game that I dearly love as well, but I didn't get the chance of casting all that much. And for those of you who are new to the channel but know the one or two things about Rise of the Reds, I apologize in advance because it's gonna get a bit messy. I don't know much about the balance, I don't know much about the factions, I just know I like this mod a lot and I wanted to get a cast in. My name is Five Aces. I've been doing shoutcasts for basically all types of real-time strategy games, mostly focused around Open RA in the past 10 years, and doing so at a hobby level. So hence why the basic level of understanding. And I used to be an avid player of RTS myself, but that is long in the past because I chose to have 3 kids, and now as much as I love them, they are a time sink. Way more so than Open Array could ever be. So here we are with Rise of the Reds. What is this? This mod basically completely reworks the 3 existing factions of 0 Hour and also adds 2 more, one of whom we're going to see on full display here. But now, let's get into the game and into the players as well. That sounded so wrong. So, the players here in question are V22 and SEX, but those are Smurf names, and it has been confirmed to me on the Discord that one of them is actually called Darial. The ECA player is called Darial. And the blue player, V22, is actually Bruce, who is probably one of the top dogs, I guess. He's featured in lots of replays that I've watched myself. Alrighty, with that, now let's get into the factions first. China, nothing much has changed about them in terms of how they play. They are still a swarm faction, akin to, well, I would say probably the Zerg and StarCraft, if you want a close approximation. And ECA, however, are a completely different beast. They are centered around defense. Now, you're saying that doesn't mesh well with what is usually required from an RTS faction. Yes, that is absolutely correct. So they are very antithetical to what RTS should usually be about, because they're all about turtling up and hunkering down and reaching critical ranks. So, if you don't know much about 0 Hour, the way things work is... Oh my goodness, that flame tank. The way this works is you, as much destruction as you cause, it directly correlates to your XP. And your XP lets you rank up all the way to rank 5. And you unlock 1 general's point at every promotion, except the last one, which nets you 3. And you can invest them into crazy strong support powers or crazy strong unlocks. So let's see where that leads us. For now, we're going to see some MiGs out in the air already. This is probably the start of the early mid game. We're in our minute 4 now. So what have the builds been? Bruce has been going for a lot of flame tanks, and they have not changed all that much from vanilla. They still got crazy strong firewall ability. And the MiGs, however, have more become precision bombers. Ouch! Those were mortar tracks, and they got immediately dispatched off. Now, let's focus on the game a little bit, shall we? So we're seeing some feline riflemen, the basic infantry of the ECA, tackling one of those supply depots that has been rushed. Also, this has been destroyed while I was rambling about what everything is. We're seeing is that double war factory built? No, that is just 1 war factory. Okay, but it has... Oh, I think he went for the mass production upgrade because there's so many flame tanks being spewed out here. Mass production upgrade gives you just faster production speed, or I think tanks come in pairs. something like that. Let's see. One exiting the facility. No, it's only one. And this is the tier 2 building of China, the breeder reactor. Okay, this tank won't get all that far. Oh, we're also seeing a mole mine layer. So now let's get into what the factions actually do. We are seeing, first and foremost, ECA with very defensive units and lots of flame tank spam. Jeez! Those are some brutal animations. Yeah, Rise of the Reds doesn't take any hostages or prisoners. We're also seeing Black Lotus out. She hasn't changed all that much either. Gained a couple new perks and abilities. Oh, the stray missile, that is lovely. Oh, radar helicopter almost being tackled, but not quite. And there is the Jeopard, the anti-air unit of basic anti-air unit of the ECA. We're seeing some feline riflemans pushed out, and they are trying to harass the supply trucks. But for now, solid beacon lead, I would have to say, for Bruce, aka V22, because he's got the middle supplies and he has successfully denied the left-hand side. Also, he's capping the barracks with minigunners, a new unit here, which does what it says on the tin. They set up and they're basically like a small, not really siege unit, but infantry-based nuisance, long-range nuisance. We're also seeing a capture, a long-range capture from Lotus onto the oil derrick. And we're seeing fortifications, which is something I forgot to note before because there was just so much to talk about. So, ECA has went for the 0 GP unlock of going for fortifications. Oh my goodness, he's gonna get that as well. Oh, the dog is coming out. Double doggo. Oh, not even close. Not even getting close to Lotus. So there is now a Chinese Rax, and is about to spam out some attack dogs. We're also seeing the vehicle assembly. That is basically just the tier, the regular vehicle production facility of ECA. We're seeing a couple Sky Shield batteries. Those are anti-air. What else are we seeing? So far, tier 2 hasn't done all that much. There has been some sort of support power drop onto the airfield, but thanks to the garages here. Well, the hangar bays keep them safe. There's something on the right. Oh, that's Frank Jäger. This guy is the German Wunderwaffe. Basically, he is the equivalent to Lotus and German Kell and Colonel Burton. And he specializes in sabotage. He doesn't do much in terms of direct damage, but he's more of a supportive type of thing, type of unit. We're seeing an airship, but countered by the ECA airship. What is that? The ECA airship is basically just a drop pod that, wow, the mine drop being dodged here by the combat group. Oh, that deploys veteran Leopard tanks as well as Lynx, I think. Yeah. So, what this supply zone does, it drops massive quantities of units at a premium. You're paying a lot to drop those combat groups, but they are useful if you need an immediate defensive boost or just something to bolster your force's stat. We're also seeing Twin Fangs being deployed here. Those are heavy anti-air units. I don't know where they're that forward. It's a little too aggressive, but there is a war on multiple fronts, so there's that. We're also seeing a gunship here, what are they called? A Tiger, I believe. And the Leopards have thus far had a pretty good run. My goodness, the firewalls. Look at that nonsense. Next Tiger gunship is starting to chip away at the Dragon tanks. They have been incapacitated, I believe, by whatever that drop was. That must have been the smoke bombs. Tier 0 or tier 1 support power. Yeah, we're learning as we go here. Okay, so where does that leave us? The oil derricks are still being claimed. This map is weird. Very open, focused around the pond in the middle. But the econ advantage still firmly in the hands of Bruce, who has gotten the left-hand side as well as the right-hand side. He is, I think, re-established. Oh, that's a nice harass from the Tiger gunship. Pretty good. Man, those things have burst. Burst in spades. Oh, and another one coming in. Oh no, there's the Gat tank though. They are fragile. And the Twin Fang is going to make sure it works. Oh, they did survive indeed. Now with the auto repair, they're going to have some leeway. Also, the Hacker Center has been completed. or whatever it's called. Whoops, gunships went, or Tigers? No, they didn't go down. They escaped just in the nick of time. Another supply drop is ready here, but that costs a hefty investment, and yeah, both are a bit strapped for cash. So now that there's a little bit of downtime, finally, let's talk. Well, no, there's something else. Oh, the Tiger gunship. Getting rid of the Twin Fang, that's big, and that's the Vet 3 gunship as well. Oh my goodness, that has done a number here. Little visual glitch I saw with the war factor re-emerging. But hey, man, those Dragon tanks would have done a number, except the Tiger gunship is in the area. That is Vet 3, so it just bursts down any vehicles like it's nothing. Still, Econ Fleet is in a good spot. Long distance mining from both players, the supply tracks from the ECA, as well as the regular supply tracks from China. I know that accent is a bit racist, I fear, but, you know, let's be honest, already was like that in the base game, so 0 Hour definitely came out at a weird time. We had Crossroads in time, just before all the political discourse went crazy. There's a listening outpost. There's also an Inferno cannon, which has been fully upgraded with propaganda, and whatever that is. It's napalm shells, I believe, and black napalm. Yeah, but there's a Tiger gunship in the area, and that Tiger gunship is strapped full of missiles. Now, with a little bit of downtime, let's get into this structure. This is another design oddity of ECA. ECA do not have regular power plants. They do have the solar power plant, solar reactor that is, which is in lore, I believe, just a giant solar plant that soaks in a beam from the sun, straight from the sun, boy. And yeah, just think about the implications here. Jeez, was that the statue toppling over, killing all those units? That was kind of hilarious. Oh no, mine drop onto the supply tracks. Yeah, rip Econ. But the counter harass is strong as well. Look at that supply track harassment. Man, the Tiger gunship of legends, actually keeping him in the game here. The Dozer clearing the mines, good play. That is, works just like in vanilla. Okay, and the solar reactor is a weird little structure, the tallest structure in the game, I guess. So not that little, but it provides infinite power. However, if it gets killed, all of ECA is screwed. Oh, the MiG's going deep for the Vet 3 gunship and getting it. Swooping it out of the skies. Oh, that is ambitious. Oh, that's Inferno cannons. But there is... oh, repair power as well. So, no chance in hell that this Inferno Storm is going to do anything of use. Yeah. So, it is so crucial that you keep your solar reactor online, because as soon as that thing dies, not only does it explode in a massive radius, taking everything with it, but also it basically provides the entire power line for ECA, and as soon as that thing's down, you are going to suffer. You're not going to have any power as ECA. So this is such a weird design choice. It's an all or nothing structure. Either you have infinite power, or you're shit on luck and you're just, you know, having one little dinghy. And that's all you get. Alright, so mortar pits are being added as well. Those are quote-unquote defensive structures. Except they're super annoying. And they've been upgraded with cluster munitions as well. So they have secondary bursts. And some more flame tanks. And by that I mean a literal dozen of them, I believe. What is that plane? Let's see what it brings. You know, notoriously, 0 Hour has always been about support power spam. Oh, nice. Those were parachute bombs. Was that... they were sent by China. Was that friendly fire? I believe it was. Those are veteran... Stand still. I'm gonna mouse over. What are those? Are those... Blinks? No. God damn it! That's a lion, okay. I've never seen those units before. They must be just from the support power. I think they're exclusive to this support power. Well, that's just a regular spy plane. But I think it is upgradable with ECMs as well. So, countermeasures to deflect missiles, so it has some in-combat use. What are we seeing here? Those are those minigunners or those strange napalm troopers? Lots of Twin Fangs as well. So far, we haven't seen too much action from from Frank Jäger, I believe. Oh, there's a lot of infantry brewing now. Mostly feline riflemen, but also, I believe, some Panzerfaust. The ECA are a weird mixture. They've got a little bit of everything in terms of nations. Inferno Firestorm, just blowing the engineer sky high before spit roasting it. Tender. Alright, those are telecom towers. That's a secondary econ for ECA. Oh no! Oh no. This must not be allowed to happen. Oh! Did she actually capture that? I believe she did. Yep, the entire base, complete blackout. This is just the worst. This is absolute code red for ECA. Oh my goodness, nuke cannons also being added here. This one is set up shop in a little bit of an awkward spot. And there's a TIE gunship countering the other one. There is another support plane coming in. Oh, we're seeing the Tier 2 heavy anti-air unit for ECA. That is the Wotan array. Another zone trooper is ready. Zone drop, whatever thingy. Man, capturing the ECA reactor, that's their Achilles heel. That is just no bueno. Oh, okay, those are different units. They have ECMs. Or not ECMs, EMP. Pretty cool. We're seeing a shell. That shell has not so much been lobbed as just being tossed like a football. Man, physics in the 0 hour engine are just wild. I think they what's the Frostbite engine, if I'm not mistaken. And it produces some absolutely wild physics results. Oh, finally, the solar reactor has been sold. And as a result... Oh no. Lotus back at it again. Just stealing away some secondary econ. Fortunately, there's an engineer nearby. Oh, that is, I think they're affected by propaganda. So they have increased fire rate. Oh, and the new cannons are dishing out the deeps. They are heavily entrenched now. My health bars have stopped working. Oh, no. That is the... whatever drop it is that makes the... Oh god. Whatever drop that is that reduces the rate of fire. MiG's going at it again, just chipping away the secondary econ. Oh. Did they just die mid-air? Did they just crash on a dude? I don't know. Lots of support powers coming in here. That is the father of all bombs, right? Oh, that's what's the tremor bomb, whatever it's called. Jeez Louise. That is a lot of damage here. But, crucially... Oh, no. Crucially, the internet center does stay alive. For now. There are some commandos. Commando insertion. That is a support power. Oh, if it gets the internet center, that's big. That is absolutely massive. So income for Bruce is reduced for the moment. That's all Vet 3 hackers. Man, if only we had a Tanya. If you know a thing about it or two about Open Array, you know how strong Tanya is there. She would just decimate those infantry in a matter of just 5 seconds. And here we've gotten what is it called? An internet truck. Just a little extension of the internet center. Some tank hunters. And okay, the game is starting to calm down, but it is starting to look very, very bleak here for Darial, aka Sex, and Bruce, aka V22, starting to take over the reins. Still? Oh! The mortar pit doing an absolute number on those volunteer squads. Those are kind of like the angry mob, I believe. They are one unit with one health bar, but they have multiple models. I don't know if they replenish their health though, the way that the angry mob does, because it magically just spawns more. Man, 0 hour is such a memeable game. I absolutely love it. Let's see if there's going to be more of the volunteers coming in for the squad, or if they're just going to die. No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Yep. Vet 2 nuke cannon for the time being, plus the munitions are starting to do a good number against it though. Let's see, is he finally gonna die? Ooh! What a shot, and with that gets the Vet 3 out! Oh my goodness! cluster munition rounds not able to finish the job here. That is absolutely pivotal. Now it's starting to look like... Oh, that is a bomb. What's the bomb plan? I think tank hunters can do that. They can do that in the base game as well. Just doesn't look as fancy. MiGs being traded away for nothing, but there is still a Vet 3 nuke cannon firing away at your base. So what you gonna do about it? Oh, he reached rank 5, so I know what he's gonna do about it. He's deploying the Manticore tank. So ECA, I've mentioned they're a turtle faction. However, at Veteran C5 they gain access to one of 3 protocols. And the Valkyrie, the Manticore, and the third one is the Pandora, correct. Pandora is a crazy nuclear fission artillery. Oh no! Gets disabled by Lotus almost immediately. But you can't capture it, so the fair is fair. Also supported by a couple supply tracks. I think they can repair. And this is, whatever that defensive vehicle, the Anvil Bot. Yeah, the Anvil Bot just repairs things nearby, as well as provides some sort of shielding. So, this Manticore tank is the Manticore special. It just is insanely strong, and it does not only self-heal, but also give a nano heal regeneration to all nearby vehicles. So, very strong. Oh, we're seeing a massive support power run. Oh no, those are naval bots, aren't they? Yep. Yeah. China postal services are just decimating the internet of the European Union. You know, it's a bit like in real life. That hits a bit close to home, doesn't it? Yeah, scorched earth on all of the telecommunication. Thank you, Chinese bots. Manticore, though, is making some progress, making some inroads into this fortified position, and there is nothing much in the way of anti-ground here. Oh, Commando's back at it, but this time they picked a very unfortunate spot to spawn. Ooh, cluster bombing round takes out the war factory. One of them, at least. So, yeah, despite having very little real estate... Oh, and they're being captured by Lotus. It is not looking all that hopeless for Darial. Once more, we have Black Lotus. She can't be crushed, can she? No, she's just getting pushed. Still alive, still kicking. And she disabled the Anvil Bot for some godforsaken reason. Tear gas strike, that's it. The tear gas strike, yeah. And there is a satellite. Yeah, that is a satellite. Okay. That is just wonky as fuck. What does that do? Huh? Is that even... It is a Chinese satellite, that much is for sure. It does have the flag on it, unless it's a false flag operation, but you know... That is so stupid! Okay. There is suspension of disbelief, and then there is a satellite coming down at flight altitude like 200 meters, and deploying whatever kind of magnetic shielding that was, and then pissing off into orbit again. That is just not suspension of disbelief. That is just video game logic. Man, we're seeing the Grand Slam bomb once again. So despite the Manticore being dead, lots of real estate has been lost by Bruce, and thus Darial not out of the game just yet. There's a handgun ship. Yep, that is the tier 1.5 attack helicopter of China, but it is being scorched by a Wotan array. That thing is the tier 2 heavy anti-air unit. Very, very effective. Doesn't do anything against non-air units, but doesn't need to. What is this drop? Is that another supply drop? Let's see. Ooh! That has been some good deeps from the handgun ship. So, after all that's said and done, left-hand side, I've got a couple of attack dogs. I've got to say, the amount of attack dogs we're seeing is unfathomable. Yeah, handgun ship going in. Takes out the war factory almost immediately. Second handgun ship here as well. The autocannons are actually surprisingly good against anything non-infantry related. Plus they do have some missiles. And a nuclear upgrade. Wait, what? They do. And flamethrowers? They've got everything. Like, that's a Swiss army knife. look at it closely. That is a Swiss Army knife disguised as a helicopter. They've got it all. Flames? Check. Nuclear bombs? Check. Autocannons? Check. Missiles? Check. Like, while we're at it, can they make toast? I'm just wondering. Can they make, like, really crisp brown toast in the morning? I'd be down for that. Okay, by the way, those visual glitches, I apologize for them. That is just because I've set the camera height to, I don't know, 600. Something that is not supposed to be just for casting overview purposes. Which is something that I don't think you can do as a player. But as an observer, it's pretty useful. Is that the Grand Slam once more? Lots of insertion. That's oh, the commando vehicle dead on arrival. But what about this one? Just pisses off. Wait, there must have been something else then. Man, the commando glider is one of my favorite support powers. It is a sneaky, a buggy, full of 3 British gentlemen. Or are they? No, I don't think they're British. I haven't played this mod in so long. Maybe it's Welsh? Can't recall. Anyway, we've got a mortar track, question mark? No, Falcon. That is some iteration of the mortar track anyway. Oh, some hit and run, but you can't hit and run against the MiG. No sir. MiGs come in 2 varieties here. They've got the flame variety, and they've got the bomb variety. Oh, once more! We're seeing the bomblet run, but once more it does fail to kill. And also fails to do anything against the protected MiGs. Whew! Secondary econ has been somewhat re-established. There is now another deployment zone coming online, I believe. Tier 2 has not been touched. But man, the real estate, if you look at the map, there are a little supplies left. Usually it's not about secondary econ. Oh, there is something. Oh, that is the... I know what that is. That is the large mortar pit howitzer position, yeah. The howitzer position is another quote-unquote... Oh my goodness! Those towers, they do a lot of fall damage. Yeah, the howitzer is a quote-unquote defensive structure, which very much covers the entire map. You know, if you stretch the definition large enough, then far enough, then everything is defensive, you know. As long as it's within reach, and Manticore is being pushed forward. If the entire map is your property, then everything is defensive. Manticore going forward once more, once again being protected by a couple supply tracks, so probably against the mines, if anything. Oh, there is some sort of... Is that the EMP drop? No, mine drop, but fails. And now we're sending a couple Twin Fangs in. Those are not the right call. What the hell? Piss off, satellites. I'm getting visually angry at this. It just irritates me way too much. I don't know what it is. It looks like a magnetic beam and an EMP. I got nothing. I'm sorry. This is just alien to me. Oh no. Lotus is now able to disable this until Kingdom Come. Man, that internet center is way more forward than the first one, but we've got a couple hackers in those trucks as well. Okay. 5 MiGs out in the skies. I think they can take on the Manticore if they want. Oh, and now we're starting to siege here with the howitzer position, with the mortar position once more. My goodness. Manticore takes a chunk, and there's also adding fuel to the fire with the MiGs. I think you can extend the firestorm. But it is still being repaired. Not only by its own nanobots, but also by the supply track repair ability, I believe. Ooh, man. This has gone on for 30 minutes now, huh? What a game. Some more MiGs with the afterburners activated. Well, they must kill the Manticore. That's imperative. So, yep. Oh, those are all flame MiGs, though. I don't believe there is a single missile MiG in there. And disabled. That gives you veterancy as well, huh? There's a beacon. What are we gonna go for this time around? Ah, it's the commando. This time the commando glider goes down. And this time... Oh, it's invis, by the way. It's got a shotgun. Oh! And the defeat has been called. GG has been called here by Bruce. Man, What a game. Okay. We're gonna move forward into the post-game lobby. Units created, units lost. You can see a little discrepancy here. That is just the way that the cookie crumbles on the way ECA plays. They are on the back foot for 90% of the game, in 90%, in 100% of the games. And then sometimes they do come back with their tier 5 support powers. Because bang for buck, their units are sort of underpowered. And many of the units actually weren't shown. Look at the amount of buildings lost. Buildings destroyed. This is just savage. Supplies collected are actually in favor of Darial though. Man, we are going to be casting some more of this because this is absolutely hilarious. I hope you've enjoyed this trip with me into the madness, descending into the madness that is Rise of the Reds. Yeah, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is 5aces and I do produce usually open array centered shoutcasts, but every now and then there's time for to knock out one of those games, Rise of the Reds, or Dawn of the Beer Mage, or Combined Arms, or anything Command and Conquer related really. Maybe in the future even Warcraft 3, because that's also another game I dearly love. Yeah, for now, subscribe to the channel. Subliminal messaging has not been activated, RIP. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, probably with Open Array, but also maybe I'll surprise you with some Combined Arms or some Rise of the Reds. 5aces, out.